she was like, I need a place to stay for a week. That was back in January.
Okay, so she's been living with you. It's August right now. So she's been living with you for, yeah, 7 or 8 months. So why is she still there?
That's a good question.
Hello?
Hello?
How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing pretty good. How about you tonight?
I'm hanging in there, man. I'm feeling all right. What's going on with you? Your name is Jason?
Yeah, Jason.
What's happening with you, Jason? How can I get you today?
Well, I called in because I'm kind of in like a little bit of a unique situation. See, my ex-wife lives with me, and my ex-girlfriend kind of like sits outside and stalks my apartment at like 3 a.m. because she doesn't know that my ex-wife lives with me.
Yeah, you were right. Yeah, that is quite a predicament. So why does how long ago did you divorce your... First of all, which one was more recently your, I guess, actual partner? Were you more recently with the wife or with the girlfriend?
With the girlfriend.
Most recently did not have the ex status. Oh, okay, all right. So you were dating this girl, and then you broke up with her, and then your ex-wife moved in with you?
Oh, well, my ex-girlfriend broke up with me. See, me and my ex-girlfriend, the stalker in question, we had dated previously to me and my ex-wife being together.
And why does your... Okay, so that makes sense. You were with the wife and then the girlfriend. Who were you with first?
The girlfriend first, then the wife, then the girlfriend again.
Oh, okay. All right. Now why is your ex-wife living with you?
She found herself in a situation where she didn't have anywhere to go. So we were together for like 8 years, and I helped raise her kids. So her kids still consider me like, a father figure or whatever. So kind of out of the kindness of my heart, I was like, well, if you don't have anywhere to go, she was like, I need a place to stay for a week. And then a week, that was back in January. So like, yeah.
Okay, so she's been living with you. It's August right now. So she's been living with you for, that's August is 8 months, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 7 or 8 months. Between 7 and 9 months. So why is she still there?
That's a good question. She has a temper, so it's hard to bring it up with her without a lot of confrontation. But she had previously said that okay, so she left me, my ex-wife did, because she said that she felt like she had always been like using me because like I was a person that would provide, I give her a place to stay, pay the bills, I keep a steady job, things like that. And then she felt like she was never really in love with me. She was just there for the, I don't know, complacency of it. And then I kind of feel like the same thing is happening, just we're not sleeping together,
She broke up with you because she felt like she was...
Oh, she didn't just break up with me. She left me for a dude that was 10 years younger than us, that was a ecstasy dealer, and then kind of went on like a crazy binge and like, yeah.
And when she left you for this guy, she told you that she didn't really love you and that she was just using you for your money and the things that you provide.
Not necessarily money. I don't make like a crap ton of money. It's just like it's enough to maintain a household where she necessarily didn't have to work or things like that.
All right, so but using not, she was using you for your money, and she told you that.
Yeah, after the fact, yeah.
Okay, and then she goes off. Do you guys have kids together? Did you say that?
No, they're not my kids biologically, but, I treat them as such.
Her kids?
Yeah, she had 3 kids with one other guy, not separate baby daddies, that they're all the same baby daddy. But you know, I when I met the kids, they were like, you know, between 8 and 11 or so, and then, you know, I helped raise them. So like they considered me their father because their actual father wasn't anywhere in the picture.
And do you still keep in contact with those kids?
That's correct.
How long were you away from your ex-wife before she moved back in?
About 3 years.
And during those 3 years, were you in contact with her kids still?
For the first 2 years, no. But she's got 2 girls and a boy. The boy graduated from the Academy of Science and Arts, and when he graduated, he made like a big to-do about he didn't want the guy that she left me for there. He wanted me there because he felt like I contributed to his success. And then that is what started the conversation, you know, back up between us.
Jeez. All right, so he's graduating. He wants you there. And then how does this conversation go where she comes back into your house?
So she had bounced around a few different places. She was like a live-in nurse for a little while, way out in the sticks. And then, you know, she lost that gig or whatever, and she was living in really sketchy places. And like, for real, because like the way that it ended, it wasn't like it was kind of out of the blue. And like, I still had feelings for her. So like, I didn't want to see her suffer. And, you know, knowing that I had the power to at least alleviate some of that, I thought that I would try to be the better person and go, hey, look, man, like I'm kind of just staying here by myself. Like, I have a decent job and shit. So like, you can come crash on my couch for a while. And like, it's still there.
Jason, you're a sweet man that your idea of being the bigger person in a relationship is letting your ex stay in your house and eat your food and paying for everything for her for 8 months. That's very nice of you. Jason?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Jason, I'm not here to hurt your feelings, but like, let's talk. Is she still in the house? Where are you calling me from? Is she like in the fucking other room?
No, she actually went to go shoot pool tonight with another guy who's like, I don't know, 15 years younger than her that she's trying to seduce. So I'm just sitting here watching your stream in my apartment.
Jason, what are you doing, man? Jason, and you're afraid to tell her to leave because she has a temper and she'll get mad. Jason has.
No, I'm afraid to tell her to leave because she doesn't have anywhere else to go. Like, if I was just like, hey, kick rocks, you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't have a high-paying job, and where we live at is kind of expensive to get a place to live. So it's like I'd be putting her out on her ass again. And, you know,
Jason,
I personally, like, I don't want to do. Go ahead.
The kids, how old are the kids now?
They're grown. They're 18, 20, 22.
Oh, Jason. Okay, I was going to say, if you felt bad because of the kids, that's one thing. Fuck, I don't like telling people what to do. Jason, kick this woman out of your house.
I do kind of feel like the kids might hold it against me to some degree. Even, I mean, they're not kids; they're adults, obviously. But like, you know,
Jason, man. All right, let's talk. All right, tell me about you, Jason. What do you do?
I am I'm a route driver. So I drive for a company that, you know, I drive around Houston. That's what I do.
Okay. All right. How do you feel? Are you happy?
No.
What's making you unhappy?
The fact that, like, I guess I got, you know, I had to struggle to find my own sense of identity and independence. And then I feel like it's kind of been stolen away from me. And
stolen away from you from this woman?
Yeah, I mean, it was really hard to. I loved that woman, you know, and it was really hard to break away from her, and you know, to separate myself, find my own like sense of purpose outside of being a husband and a father to kids that aren't mine, you know, that I have no rights over, and then to have that thrust back into my life, and then, you know, and then I'm obviously being taken advantage of again, but. You know, I struggle with the conflict of I know I need to do what's right for me, but doing what's right for me means putting somebody in a situation of peril, and fundamentally, I feel like that goes against my nature.
Jason.
I know this is heavy, man. I'm sorry.
No. Don't be sorry at all. I wanna help you here, because look, do you understand? What if we looked at it like this? What if we looked at it like this? If it's in your nature to help people, why don't you help yourself, man? Because yes, kicking this woman out would make her unhappy, but having her stay is making you extremely unhappy.
My argument to that is
this is a situation where you need to prioritize your own happiness over this woman.
The problem I have with that is if prioritizing my own happiness means that I would... Okay, so the happiness that I would gain from kicking her out is not comparative to the suffering that she would be subject to.
Jason, I'm gonna... can I put this to you another way? The suffering that this woman subjects herself to... you have... Okay, dude. And this is something I really want you to understand. This woman's suffering is her own fault. It's her... How old is she?
She is 42.
She's a 42-year-old woman, Jason. She needs to be responsible for her life, okay? Not you. Her suffering, her not having a place to go, and her having... not being able to have a job or doing any of these things and her life not being together is not your doing, Jason. You've only ever helped this person. And at a certain point, she needs to go help herself. And by God, I'd understand the situation a little bit more if it was somebody who you had a great relationship with, who you shared kids of your own with, who said something to you other than, I literally point blank was using you for your money. Jason, you gotta let her be responsible for herself, man.
That's hard to do, man. Like, it's hard for me, like, regardless of the situation of any individual, I find it hard for me to inflict, you know, suffering upon another individual when I have the means to not do. And you're right. I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just hard to get to that point where I'm like, hey, yo, you know, kick rocks, bro. Like, it's...
God damn, I really hope there's a heaven, Jason. You're the first person I've met that made me think that. I really hope there's a heaven. Because the fact that, you know, the idea of you dying and, you know, you never get anything in return for this path of selflessness that you've chosen is upsetting to me. Dude.
It's kind of you to say.
Jason, have you talked to anyone else about this?
I have, man. I actually I had a therapist for a while, for over a year, and like, granted, she would, if she heard this, she would tell me that having her stay with me was a absolutely terrible idea.
It's a terrible idea. So knowing that your therapist thinks it's a terrible idea, knowing that I think it's a terrible idea, knowing that there's not a single person on the world that you would talk to about this that would tell you that it's not a terrible idea, why do you remain unconvinced?
I don't know. Wow, I don't like hurting people, man. Like, I don't like putting people in situations of discomfort. Like, regardless of their situation with me, even if it was like a random stranger, I would still be in the same position, I think, mentally.
Yeah, but you're hurting yourself every day. Jason, do you have any family? Do you have any other family? Do you have? Are your parents still around?
My parents got divorced when I was very young, less than 2. I was raised by my mom, and I don't know, like, she wouldn't approve of the situation either. And like, I kind of been keeping the fact that my ex-wife is staying with me a secret from everybody, because literally no one would say that this is a good idea.
So
I would be highly criticized.
We know nobody would say it's a good idea. So, do you have any friends?
No.
And you don't have any children of your own aside from this woman's children, right?
No, I have a half sister who is estranged, we'll say,
okay.
And then my mom, and that's pretty much it.
So are you close with your mom?
Yeah, very close.
Okay, great. Have you talked to her about this?
No, I don't really want to get my ass reamed by my mom for my terrible decision making.
What about your dad? What's up with him?
We don't have a great relationship.
Okay. You have any friends at work, or you drive a car, so you're pretty much alone during the day?
I drive a truck. I drive one of those like snub-nosed box trucks that you see going down the road delivering random things. That's what I drive. It's a very, very lonely job. I spend 5% of my day conversing with other humans.
God, I really do hope there's a heaven, Jason. I really do. Tell me about this. Okay, let's put a pin in this ex-wife situation. Tell me about this ex-girlfriend, because that's the other part of this that you wanted to talk about. Because not only do you have this ex-wife situation going on, now your ex-girlfriend is currently stalking you as well?
Yeah, so we dated before me and my ex-wife were together, and it ended tragically. She left me for a guy, like a meth dealer or something, and then that ended badly. And then me and my ex-wife had gotten together, and then we spent the next 8 years together. And then after me and my ex-wife split, she found an in, and came back into my life. And everything was cool for like, we were together for like a couple of years. And then like she cheated on me with her ex, and then kind of was just like, it seemed like one of those situations where somebody, like, they find something stable and then they're not used to it, so they rebel against it. So then she left me, right? So, and then like after the fact, when I was like, okay, well, I'm actually done with this because I've learned some lessons, right? And she was like, kind of went sideways about it, and has been like sending me like crazy ass texts, like angry as shit because she left me, but I won't get back with her. And then like 3:00 in the morning, she's sending me messages like, I was outside of your place for like 15 minutes, but I didn't want to come and knock on your door. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man, I can't get away from these crazy ass women.
Did you have friends growing up?
I have one quasi long-term friend. I moved around a lot. Like being raised by a single mom in a less than advantageous financial situation, you find yourself moving around a lot. And when you find yourself in that situation, you have to reinvent yourself. You find new friends. So I don't really have any long-term friends or family members. So now I'm kind of just going solo in this.
Well, look at you now, man. I'm proud of you because, it sounds like you grew up in not a great financial situation, and now you have enough money not only to support yourself, but to support your wild ex-wife.
Yeah, I guess so.
So no, and I know it's funny, but I seriously you should be proud of yourself for that, Jason. You really should. Because it sounds like you went through a lot to get where you are right now.
Thank you for saying that.
Okay, so you've kind of been a loner your whole life.
Yeah.
What would your life look like if it was really good? What would that look like?
Man, that's a good question. I guess, it sounds simple, but like basically the kind of life that afforded me to sit around a bonfire on the weekends with some friends, just barbecuing, with the tailgate down, the truck with some music on, just shooting shit. You know what I mean? Just kind of like not taking things too seriously. Like I got meh tattooed on my arm because like that's kind of like how I want to go about life. Like I want it to be like it's not that big a deal. Like everything's good when you look at it from the broad perspective, but it doesn't really seem that it actually plays out that way.
Because you'd like to be able to kick your ex-wife out, and when she bangs on the door, turn around and go meh. But for some reason, you can't do it.
Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate. I have a high sense of morality, I guess, when it comes to my own personal act. Maybe I'm very critical of myself.
Why are you critical of yourself?
My whole life, man, I've been told that dudes are like pieces of shit. You know what I mean? Like we're all toxic. We're all like, there's no good dudes in this world. Like I've seen that over and over again, and I kind of made it my like fixture to prove that wrong. Like there are actually like good people in this world who just want the people that they love to be successful and happy. It's hard to prove that to people. I guess they just have their own walls or something.
Jason, have you ever done anything outside of your normal routine to put yourself out there to make new friends or to meet girls or anything like that?
Yeah, I've kind of had this experience recently where like I go on like dating apps and I'm like, hey, maybe I can meet somebody new. You know what I'm saying? Somebody I have zero contact with outside of my previous life. And the response I've gotten is that, and this sounds harsh, but it's true, is that like I'm too ugly for other women. Like no one wants to take the time to get to know someone else.
Who told you that?
I don't know.
Who told you that?
In the last 3 months, 3 separate women on dating apps were like, well, you seem like a cool guy, but you're not that cute.
The 3 different women on dating apps told you that?
Yeah. I look, man. I don't consider myself like a 9 or anything, or a 1. I think I fall like a 5 or a 6. Like I'm 6'2", like 170. I'm a ginger. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I'm not everybody's.
You're 6'2", 170. That's pretty good right there.
I guess. I mean, my job is pretty active, man.
Jason. You said you went to therapy before?
Yeah, for like over a year, man. It was expensive, but at the time I could afford it. I can't anymore, which might be why I'm talking to you.
Was it helpful when you had it?
Very, very helpful. If anybody thinks that they can't be helped by therapy, they're wrong. Everyone can be helped by therapy. It was a beautiful thing, man. Like, I miss my therapist. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Jason, I want to keep talking to you about this, but will you do me a favor after this call? If you could, and I might, this fucking just comes up so much on the podcast that I've done a little bit of research into it. Can you try to can I ask you what state you live in? Texas. Go to the I don't know how far you are to like the University of Texas or whatever, but like I've looked into that. I've never tried it myself. I actually kind of want to and report back to see how it goes, but you can go to like a university, and if they have a psychology department, I think they have these things where you can like get free therapy from grad students or something like that. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on it, but I think there are resources to get free therapy, and I think you should take advantage of them. So go do that because, I want to keep talking to you about this, but maybe it'll take a few sessions with a real therapist over the long term. Because I don't know, man. I'm thinking about so many things, and it's like, dude, I could tell you a lot of things, and I could tell you that you need to put yourself back out there. But at the end of the day, it's like I feel like you just have these like fundamental beliefs about yourself, and I don't know who put them there. I don't know if it was these like series of horrible relationships or unfortunate encounters that you've had. I don't know where these ideas that you have about yourself came from, but you need to undo them and get them out of your head, because you don't deserve to feel that way about yourself, especially after all of the goodwill that you've tried really hard to act with in your life, and I also think that you have so many good years ahead of you if you can undo those bad thoughts that you have about yourself and find somebody who gives a shit about you and kind of make this chill bonfire life that you're talking about. I really think it's in the cards for you, but you gotta undo these horrible ways that you have of thinking about yourself.
It's I like that advice. Wow, I appreciate that, man.
I'm trying to think of what else, man. Have either of this woman who's been living with you for 8 months, she hasn't tried to hit you, has she?
My ex-wife hit me a lot. I actually had to have surgery to remove a cyst, you know what I'm saying, that devolved from the But the ex-girlfriend, no, she's more like psychological warfare. But the ex-wife, yeah, no, she was highly abusive. And in Texas, man, you can't, well, probably in any other state, you can't be like, hey, my wife's beating me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it comes just kind of like look the other way on that.
Wait. This is the woman who's staying with you right now?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was always my fault, right? I drove her to that, or I made her insane, or whatever.
Can I ask you
she was highly abusive.
Can I ask you something? Do you? And bro, I'm not a real therapist, but I'm captivated by your story in this moment.
I get that.
Do you understand even a little bit? And this is a genuine question, because you seem like a self-aware guy and a smart guy. Do you understand the effects of a relationship like that? Do you understand the effects that relationship has likely had on you? Do you have an awareness of that?
I don't know. I struggle with this. See, I grew up watching my mom be highly abused, and I don't know if I fall into that same pattern of accepting abuse as a byproduct of emotional instability. I don't know. I'm sorry to make you think so much, man.
No, don't. You got nothing to apologize for. No, I want to be thick because I'm like, dude. No, I'd love to get a call from you of a fucking year from now to hear that you found somebody new and you're having bonfires and you're living a good life.
I'd probably just be playing Minecraft, just hating myself.
Have you gone on any, when you were on the dating apps, did you go on any successful dates?
No. Look, man. The thing is, like that. I think that I run at a high level, and so like I'm talking to you about some like really deep shit, right? Like, but my life is kind of full of really deep shit, right? Like, so like really deep shit is kind of the norm for me, and like that kind of scares people off. Like, they don't want people of substance and value, right? Like,
tell me what you mean when you say that your life is filled with really deep shit.
So okay, well, my mom raised me, right? And then like my mom and my dad broke up and split off when I was like 1 or 2. And then after that, my mom raised me, but like she was in really bad positions because she was raised terribly by a highly abusive father of hers. So she found men that kind of emulated that, aspect of themselves. And then
so you're just you're just a descendant of a long-standing pattern of all this shit.
Kind of. So when I was like 9, my mom decided that I would be better off living with my dad because like he lived this quote unquote stable life. So she kind of sent me off to go stay with him, and he was in a different state. So I went and stayed with him, and then I have an older brother or an older half brother who happened to be living there at the time. And then when she sent me off to live with my dad, my brother molested me for like 2 years. And then, like, whenever I finally got the courage to tell my dad about it, he acted like nothing happened. And then it just continued to happen for another year before he set an apartment building on fire and got sent back to Texas. And it just kind of compounded things, man. Like, I had a really kind of fucked up view of what dudes were, and then, like, had no idea on what it was to be, like, you know, a man, I guess. I don't really know what to say for that.
So you just had such horrible views and of like these male models in your life of your brother and your dad that you kind of just swore, you were like, I'm never ever ever gonna be somebody that inflicts any kind of modicum of pain upon anybody.
Let me tell you that, like, the person I am today is almost living in spite of that. Yeah, in spite of the male figure. Mm-hmm. Which in itself regards itself like, am I doing this for my own thing, or am I actually a good person? You know, like, I struggle with this shit all the time, man.
And so you're like, so don't want to be anything like these horrible models that you had growing up, that you don't want to kick out your ex-wife who you got to kick out. Is that kind of what's going on?
If you want to put it in a box, yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Well, I guess not putting it in a box, but maybe it sounds to me like that's a contributing factor to what's going on.
I guess that's why I'm talking to a gecko on the computer.
Oh man, Jason, fuck, man. What does your company? I want to get you into. How do we get you to talk to a real therapist or something? Because it would be, dude. I just feel like if you were able to unlearn these horrible things about yourself, I think you could really turn it around and have a good life. But
I agree with you, man. Like,
you agree with me? You feel
with
that way about yourself? Jason?
I'm listening.
You agree with me? You have the same modicum of optimism that I'm feeling?
No, but I'm listening. Look, man, it's not that I'm not optimistic, bro. Like,
okay.
Look, man, like it's I want to be optimistic. I know that there's a bright side out there, and I just feel out of touch with it. Like, I don't know how to get back with it. Like, I find myself, like, falling further and further into this, like, spiral of, you know, losing things that I'm interested in, you know, like finding joy in life. And I know that there's a way to overcome it, and I know therapy helps, and I get that, man. I truly get, like, you know, real, you know, psychotherapists or whatever. And I find great enjoyment in talking to you, man. Like, I respect you. You're a good dude, man. You have good intentions. And I just...
Tell me, on that spiral, on losing touch with the things that gave you joy in life, throughout your life, even, I mean, you can go back to when you were like 13 or anything at all. What has given you joy?
The quest for knowledge. I was an astrophysics major in college, and I wanted to be a professor of cosmology. And I truly find joy in finding answers to things that other people don't have answers to. Like, it would be great to be a teacher, right? But teaching doesn't pay well, so you can't pay the bills with that.
I've been doing this lately. If you're cool, or I don't know if you're cool with this, but I was gonna see if the chat had any questions of things that they wanted to ask you.
Sure.
Chat, do you have any questions for Jason?
I haven't looked at chat once, so.
Good. Here, I'll feed you the questions. Well, someone said, Paul says, Jason is fucking smart. I wanted to do astrophysics, but it's just too hard.
Nah, it's really not. It's actually not that hard. It's just physics in a vacuum. It's not that bad.
Inglorious Bastard wants to know if your therapist ever talked to you about negative core beliefs.
That's a broad question. I would say yes, but it doesn't address, like, the problem that I have is that I ask very specific questions. And when you talk to somebody who, like, all therapists need a therapist, right? So when you start talking to a therapist, when you ask them very specific questions, they find it hard to answer those questions because it's hard to insert yourself into someone else's mind state over, X amount of years.
Somebody asked what you play besides Minecraft. Cell to Singularity, I play. Also, I 100%ed Persona 5 Royale. I mean, don't know if that helps. Other than that, I watch YouTube videos. I haven't watched a TV show or a movie in literally years because I don't have the attention span for it. Who do you watch on YouTube?
Let's see. There's the occasional Mr. Beast video, and then I listen, but not to slight you, but I listen to you on Spotify as a podcast, and yeah. So what I do is I listen to that. I work 2 jobs, so I have my primary job, and then like as soon as I get off work on my primary, I go to work at like 3 a.m. And then when I get off work, I immediately go and I do DoorDash. And I listen to you while I'm doing DoorDash because I drive a gigantic ass truck in the 4th largest city in America. It's hard to concentrate when you're doing that. So Therapy Gecko isn't necessarily the thing to listen to. I would say I have a hard time even with Minecraft, man. Like anything that is longer than 25 minutes, I have a hard time holding on to.
iPout08 says, do you have any hobbies? Because hobbies help the mind a lot.
Yeah, I struggle with that. It's one of the things that I talk to my therapist about a lot, was that I have no hobbies. I have no interest or likes or friends or anything. Like, literally, like, I'm just like, Just... I know, man. I'm throwing a lot at you, Kyle. I'm sorry.
No. Don't be. I don't want you to be sorry, Jason. I'm fucking thinking here. What would you? Somebody in the chat asked this. What would you say to somebody who you loved, who was in a similar situation as you?
That's a damn good question. I would tell them to run as far as they can, but I'm also in a position of. I'm also in a position of knowing, like, how hard it is to run from something like that. Like, what is your capacity to hurt somebody? You know what I mean? Like, what level of when you say take care of yourself, right? Like look out for yourself. Like, what capacity of selfishness is involved in that to the point that you have to ignore someone else's suffering?
But you have to understand that you're not like you're just your perspective on this situation is warped by years and years and years and years of what sound like unfortunately very traumatic experiences.
I like the extra years you put on that, man.
Sorry. This is why I'm not. This is why you don't do unlicensed therapy on the fucking Twitch.
Fine.
But dude, I just want you to know, your perspective on this whole situation is warped, and I don't know what it's gonna. I don't know what it's gonna take to unwarp it, because you are not the cause of this woman's suffering. She's 42 years old. And by the way, I want you to know something. You can still care. You can still care about this woman, even if she's been awful to you. You can still care about her. You can still, in your guts, in your heart, in your mind, and I actually think it's healthier, want her to succeed in life, but not at your expense. Not constantly at your expense. And you know, I wish it was as easy as me telling you that. I know it's not.
I know what you're saying, and it makes it logically makes sense.
Bim Bam Bop says, Jason, come to the Netherlands and smoke a joint with me. That sounds fun.
Yeah, sounds like some good conversation. Do I need to go to another portal to get to the Netherlands, or?
You know, I never made the connection of Netherlands and like the word nether meaning like an underworld. That's pretty good. Jason, I'm gonna tell you this before we go.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Everybody listening to this right now, and me, are all. We want you to succeed. We really do. And
me too, man. Like, I want to succeed too.
I wish I could take the optimism I have you, and I said I wish I could take the optimism that I have for you and just fucking blast it like fucking Goku into your soul, but I don't know how to do that.
I mean, so, you painted your face green, dress up as a gecko. You took your time and talked to me. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's been nice to just, I don't know, talk about it, because I don't have any friends. I don't have any family, really. So it's nice to, and I'm fucking 40 years old. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an old ass man. I'm close to death. It's nice to just say it, I guess.
Jason, is there anything else that you want to talk about, or anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go?
To the people on the computer? Not really, man. Just this is the only one shot we have, and really it all depends on your perspective. So try to make the best of it.
I hope you listen to your own words, man. I really do.
I hope so too. I appreciate that, bro.
Have a good night, Jason.
Yes, sir.
Ah, man. That was really tough. That was really, really tough. I got a ton of thoughts about this. I feel bad because Jason seemed like a great dude. He had great intentions. His dream in life was just to fucking chill by a fire with his homies. And he seemed like a fucking cool guy. You know? Someone you could be boys with. And I don't know. I'm not a real therapist. I'm doing Fisher Price therapy here, but it sounded like he was just a descendant of a long line of bullshit. And I don't know. I don't fucking know, dude. I'm a Gecko guy on the computer. I don't know what gets people out of those situations or what changes people's minds. I don't know if it's therapy. I don't know if it's ayahuasca. I don't know what it is. I don't. I wish I did, and I wish that Jason had access to it, whatever it is. I don't know. Talk to me in the comments of the YouTube video or on the I think Spotify has a whole what did you think of this episode thing. Talk to me in those things. I want to hear what you guys think about this whole thing, because it's a really tough situation. I wish like I said, I wish there was something I could implant into Jason's brain to turn him around on that. Thanks for calling, Jason. Thanks so much for sharing this with us. Maybe somebody is in a similar situation and is listening to this and feels less alone. And call back in, Jason. I want to hear from you. I want you to call me from your fucking van life bonfire where you have a desktop built in that you can play Minecraft on, and you can start a big server and everyone can join and make a giant cock and balls. All right. Thank you, Jason.